It's been quiet, Henley Brook, because the overpowering confidence of Brabham and Ellenbrook sort of, dominates that pocket. But now Henley Brook is coming in quietly in between. If it was me, I would go Henley Brook over Brabham and Ellenbrook because they're now in their maturity phase. With Henley Brook, it has actually gone up 28% the last 2 years, more with the people that are in the know and are now obviously trying to secure land.
This is the Build Out West podcast with your host Tony Hyde from Evolution House and Land Specialists and Catherine Smith from Build Bright Builder Brokers.
If you guys are looking to build in WA or simply curious to see what's going on in building, you guys are in the right place. We're here to give insight with professionals in the game, coming to give the inside scoop. Episodes are uploaded weekly, so don't worry, we don't skip a beat and you won't either. Like, share, subscribe, sit back, relax, and let's go.
Hello and welcome to the Build Out West podcast with your host Tony Hyde and Mrs. Whoop over there.
I am pumped. I am pumped for Henley Brook. Let me tell you.
So we're back with another one of our hot suburbs, and we'll tell you for why as we go through it. We don't just pick them because they've got pretty names. We pick them because we know what's happening in the future.
This one's exciting. Yeah. This one is exciting. It's up and coming, infancy, if you will. Lots to talk about, but it's I'm actually really keen to see where it's going to be in a year's time from this. And we'll look back. Yeah. Oh my gosh, remember when we were talking about it, and how far it's come. So, today we're talking about Henley Brook as a suburb hotspot. If you've stumbled upon us because you're looking into Henley Brook, then I advise you keep going and actually secure a block there and then give us a call. Mm-hmm. But if you just want to know more about suburbs to look into, definitely consider Henley Brook, which I'm sure you will after we jibber jabber for the next 15 minutes or so. Yeah, so location-wise, it's out in that kind of Ellenbrook sort of area, Ellenbrook. The northeast.
Going east, Whiteman Park sort of area. It's right on the doorstep of the Swan Valley.
Yes.
And if you don't know the Swan Valley is one of our main wine regions sort of thing. There's loads of nice breweries and wineries and stuff along that. Nice cafes, really scenic. It's the start of the hills and stuff. It's the only hills we've got in Perth. It's really, really nice out that way. Great for a day out. Sort of thing, really, really homely, family orientated and stuff like that.
Yeah, and basically the way Henley Brook is situated is its closest major suburb would be Ellenbrook, as you all have probably heard of Ellenbrook quite a lot. It's been very much a new build area for the last, say, 10 years. It's now pretty much capped out. There's no land there. Yeah. We're just going around in the suburbs surrounding it. So just sort of south of Ellenbrook is Henley Brook, and then it's actually just above Brabham. So everyone knows Brabham as well, Brabham Dayton, if you will. Yeah. To the left of that is obviously Whiteman Park. Whiteman Park is one of our big national parks here, where they have all the nature trails and animals, and you can have little koalas and kangaroos hopping around. Yeah. And
for me, these
water
areas,
park, whatever.
Yeah. For me, these areas are really family orientated again. There's a lot of families, a lot of people going in there and staying. I mean, a little bit of history about where Ellenbrook came from. There was years ago the government we're going to get that suburb developed. We'll put a train line out there. Then it stopped, and that was a big beat. Yeah, but the train lines I don't think it's there yet.
Metronet's
on. Is it there? Is it on its way? It's close.
Good question. So a Metronet from was it Morley to Ellenbrook? That's the train line for the Metronet, and that is going to be complete end of 2024. So we're actually pretty much there. We're halfway through 2024, sort of. Perfect. So we're actually on target. So by the time you build your house there's no issues in terms of the train line. But Brabham and Ellenbrook, as you know, have been hotspots for young families and new home build areas. There's brand new schools there. There's new libraries and amenities.
Heaps of sport out there. There's heaps and heaps of sporting clubs out there. You've got the rugby league club. You've got the union club. You've got the cricket. There's so much sport out there.
Yeah, just really family orientated and actually very nice as well, And I think Henley Brook is exciting just in terms of its proximity to everything else, where it's literally smack bang between the two, and it's almost going to join the two pockets together quite nicely.
Yeah, because when you drive through there, you'll see there's this big bit in the middle, and then you go, that's what it's going to be. So it's going to be a great suburb.
It's kind of, unexciting now because it's just like farmland and horses and paddocks and stuff like that. But what's happened now is obviously developers have come in and obviously rezoning it now for the families and communities to come through and really utilize land that's still like reasonably close to the CBD. That was very much underdeveloped for a long time there. And I know we're going up to Yanchep and south to, Pinjarra way, but now we really want to redevelop land that's within 25 minutes of Perth.
I mean, and it's got loads of amenities. It's not too far from the airport as well. If you were to be 20-25 minutes probably maximum drive, which would be great. But amenities wise, everything's there. The Henley Brook shopping centre, it's close to Guildford, and we spoke about Guildford before as a hot suburb. Guildford's just really picturesque and beautiful. It's lovely to go down on a Sunday and just all antique shops and stuff like that. It's really really nice. It's like a lot of Guildford is heritage listed, so you've got that. Some really good Sunday beer gardens down there, the Rose and Crown, I think it's called. But I think the main hospital would be Midland, I think, or maybe in the city, I think would be your main emergency hospital.
Yeah.
But again, they say some of these Midlands closed. We don't think it is, right? It's
no, I mean, Henley Brook would be your major spot.
Yeah.
And in terms of new home builds, Henley Brook's pretty much at capacity. I think sort of the Upper Swan, Clementine sort of kind of it now.
Yeah.
And then Brabham's, well, there's still some land there, but obviously it's now, I guess, wrapping up, that kind of new home build energy. With Henley Brook is still very much new and it's exciting because it's now the overflow. People that couldn't get into Henley Brook and couldn't get into Brabham are now going to create their own community in between. So
really nice. And it's kind of all these new areas, but it's steeped with a lot of heritage stuff. There's a lot, if you drive around it, we spoke about Guildford, but you drive around it, there's lots of old buildings that they're keeping in their, their churches or museums or whatever. They're changing them into things to keep that sort of that nice balance. Henley Brook will be a brand new estate, and so will Henley Brook, but they've got that mixture into it. So when you drive around it, which really accentuates going into the Swan Valley and stuff, and it really keeps that nice flow. So it would be for a really picturesque sort of nice place to live. I think you've really got this a real laid back sort of lifestyle, the old Mandurah kind of lifestyle that used to be just chilled and relaxed.
Yeah,
that's how I perceive it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but still relatively close to the city,
which
and that's probably what we're looking for as well. Is having that mix of nice family, nice infrastructure, but still not too far out. We're not going too rural, and that's pretty much what families are looking for. What we were saying before is the medium 4x2 in Perth now mid-7s. And Henley Brook's probably a median suburb now. It's $735,000 for a 4x2 in Henley Brook, which is good, slightly under average. And that leaves opportunity for growth. I definitely think it's going to be well above that by the time all these new home builds are being built. Even Brabham now, you're pushing up to 8. So Henley Brook will be coming quickly behind it, I would say, after the new releases coming up.
Well, I mean, there's so many new releases, but again, these estates aren't huge. They're like maybe 3-4 releases and then probably gone, right? It's not a massive. It's a big estate, but it's not a massive development, if that makes sense.
No, I think there will be 4 major land developers coming through the next couple of years.
That's at stages. Developers. Yeah. Just talking nonsense.
So there'll be probably 4 major developers coming through, and they'll be putting in the schools and sporting facilities and what have you over the next couple of years. I would say 2017, 2018, Brabham was maybe $330,000 for a house and land package. And that was when it was exciting to get a client in, because they said, I've only got $350,000. What can you build me? Build them pretty much anything, 4x2 with a theatre and some change. And, got them these beautiful family homes in Brabham that are now worth over twice the price. So Henley Brook's exciting for that, because when you want to obviously get a home for your family, but obviously invest, this is your first major investment for your family as well. You want to be smart about it and going where it's still quite new and things aren't actually built up yet. You're really going to get that nice entry price point, and then obviously bank that later.
One of it goes on some of the other hot suburbs we spoke about in the past, that it's a development suburb. It's got potential. You got to kind of bear with it if you're one of the first in there, you got to bear with it for a little bit, just till it gets built up. But it's certainly a really smart investment. The good one about Henley Brook is there is so much around it that you won't feel like you're just on this dumped in an isolated estate, like where there's nothing here, you know.
In terms of zoning as well, it's going to have the nice family-sized blocks, so sort of 375 square metre will be the average block there to be developed. Okay, so we have seen probably the last at least year, a lot of the blocks are getting a little bit smaller, particularly within 25, 30 minutes from the Perth. You know, there's 300 square metre blocks, 315 is kind of normal now. But they are trying to stick to larger family homes because it's such a family-orientated area. So they're sticking to the 375, 450 range. And I think they're sort of fitting in terms of the environment there, you know, in the community.
It's perfect if you like walking or cycling and drinking wine. Obviously not all at the same time, that's probably not a good idea, but it's perfect for that kind of person. Or if you just like drinking wine and not walking it, whether or it works, that kind of chilled lifestyle. So let's talk some of the numbers that we've got that we know from Henley Brook. So we're seeing, well, this is your area, you're great at this stuff. So
yeah, I mean, look, it's been quiet, Henley Brook, because the overpowering confidence of Brabham and Ellenbrook sort of, you know, dominates that pocket. But now Henley Brook is coming in quietly in between. If it was me, I would go Henley Brook over Brabham and Ellenbrook because they're now in their maturity phase.
It just sounds nice, doesn't it?
I know. But yeah, with Henley Brook, it has actually gone up 28% the last 2 years, more with the people that are in the know and are now obviously trying to secure land, you know, for it to be developed later on. And a nice rental return. There's actually not a lot of rent available there, which is not particularly shocking because there's not much out there. It's still quite rural. But yeah, 5.2% rental yield. It'll be interesting once, let's say, a few stages have been completely built, what the rental yield will look like. I do think this is going to be more of an owner occupancy sort of area, just based on sort of the communities around and things like that. But in saying that, that also makes sense that if you are looking to invest in Perth, that Henley Brook would tick that box because, you know, you want to target those caliber of tenants that are going to look after your property and not, you know, trash it. They're going to be there for 5 years while their kids in the local primary school and they're going to make it your house a home kind of energy. So if you're looking at from an investment point of view, I definitely think it's also safe. You know?
Yeah, for those long-term, like we spoke about it before or whatever, the long-term investments, the long-term rentals that are happy to stay in there and really get them.
And really you're targeting young families and generally speaking, they are longer-term tenants, but also ones that look after your property as well.
Yeah, well, I was speaking to like a couple of property managers and they were saying that, you know, the families are really starting to really take, you know, you get the bad families that mess the house out. It happens, you hear the horror stories. But most renters really take care of the house and stuff, and they're doing that now because there's so much demand out there for that. One little mistake and they're gone, and do you know what I mean? And it's a cutthroat world. So that's maybe a little bit something to think about is, you know, you're in a position of power renting stuff out. And
it's still entry price point. You are under the median for Perth, which is good. So affordability is still there for Henley Brook as well.
The land's about there's not land available yet. It's about to happen, isn't it? Is it?
There are some states coming in, but they are you know, in the low threes somewhere there. Yep.
So I'd start you know, this land won't be there long. I mean, we know that as a general rule of Perth.
Not at this price point. You know, there are major developments coming up over the next 18 months for Henley Brook.
No fly.
But obviously as mature it gets, the more it increases in price because obviously the roads go in, the schools go in, and what have you. So obviously the price reflects that.
I mean, when you know, if it's something you're interested in, reach out to us. We can certainly advise you the best way to go. What estates are coming, get on their waiting list, things like that. Get ahead of the curve because once it launches, they won't last. They'll be gone in a matter of days, weeks. At this case, you know.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Look, hey. Nice short one again. You know, we just love these hot summer topics. It's a good day just to give you some advice where we want to go. Please share this page. Get our YouTube up there. That's what we want to do. Like, share, follow, comment. Tell me if my accent's too fast again. I know.
I only comment nice things. I get some crazy comments lately.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then I cry myself to sleep. Yeah.
We do appreciate all feedback when we take it on. We don't always answer to it because if you're just being silly, we're not going to entertain it. But, you know, generally, we reply back to most people on a private message as well. So, yeah, thank you. Like, share, follow, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This is the Build Out West podcast with your host Tony Hyde from Evolution House and Lawn Specialists and Catherine Smith from Build Bright Builder Brokers.
If you guys are looking to build in WA or simply curious to see what's going on in building, you guys are in the right place. We're here to give insight with professionals in the game, coming to give the inside scoop. Episodes are uploaded weekly, so don't worry, we don't skip a beat and you won't either. Like, share, subscribe, sit back, relax, and let's go.